Alright, so you want to know how to play Gizmo. Gizmo is a very support-heavy character. Originally, I thought he was pretty weak, but he actually has some pretty crazy shit in his kit. If you already know his basic moveset, I suggest you skip to this part of the video. I'll go more in depth about his combos and his perks. If you don't know his move list, his neutral attack is his bow and arrow, and he can fully charge it, get a fire arrow. You can even store arrows. You can store fire arrows on your back. So if you just shoot it normally, it'll just shoot normal arrows, but if you charge it, it'll be a fire arrow. And then you can also move around and jump while using this attack. If you dodge, you'll store the fire arrow on your back, so you can just have that ready and shoot it whenever you want. And you are limited 4 arrows with the cooldown. His down attack, he does a keyboard move that does a projectile on both sides. This will apply a music debuff, and if you get all 8 music debuffs, it'll silence the enemy. Once they're silenced, they can't use any of their cooldown moves. So that means like Bugs' rocket, Bugs' save, stuff like that. All the cooldown abilities are locked once they're silent. His forward attack is his jab combo. It's his 3-hit jab combo. It's pretty slow. I don't really use it much, honestly, but it's there. His up attack is popcorn that he can charge. You can have 2 popcorns on screen, and you can shoot the popcorn to have like a little popping effect. And if you shoot the popcorn with a fully charged arrow, it'll be bigger and it'll do more knockback. All right, now for his specials. His neutral special, he sings, which gives more of these music notes. And like I said, if it's on the enemy, it'll silence them. And if you put it on your teammates, this is actually pretty interesting. If your teammate has this debuff on them, every time they dodge, it'll actually do an attack. It'll do that music note attack. So dodging actually damages the enemy once you have music notes on your ally, which is actually very useful. His side special, he does his toy car. The toy car is actually one of his best moves, but it does have a weird hitbox. So if you kind of drive slowly, it doesn't have a hitbox. You can kind of just cruise by your enemies. But if you're moving a lot, I don't really understand if it's intentional or if it's a weird hitbox. But you do have to be going fairly fast to actually hit the enemy. So while you're driving and you tap the special button, you'll tilt the car upwards. And when you're tilting the car upwards, jumping out of it will cause the car to go up. And depending on how fast you are and how high the car is tilted, it'll determine like the arch of the toy car. I suggest learning this move a lot. This is one of his best moves. And you can even hop back inside of the vehicle in midair. You can do different tricks when it's in the air. So you could do backflips and shit like that. It's pretty crazy. His down special, this is very like underutilized. He'll go into his box and kind of have like a projectile force field. It'll block all projectiles basically. Okay, his up special is really interesting. For an enemy, he'll kind of like attach to the enemy and knock them far away and bounce back. It's the same thing in the air. And if you do this near an ally, you'll hop onto their back essentially. And this is where it gets kind of interesting. So you can use your bow, you can use the popcorn, you can use the piano, you can do your neutral special, which is singing, and you can do your down special. A lot of people don't do this. This is actually pretty insane. You can basically protect your teammate from projectiles and yourself from projectiles by doing the down special. Now, keep in mind when you're on your teammate, you won't get knocked back. It's your choice whether or not you want to jump off, but there will be a cooldown after jumping off your ally. But you won't get knocked out if the enemy hits you, but you will take a small percentage of the enemy's attack. So if someone were to hit my teammate, I would take some of that damage, not all of it though. But you stay in the back as long as you want, or there's a cooldown that kicks you off. That move is honestly what makes him a really good support, is he can really protect his teammate. So say you're going up against Bugs and Tom and Jerry, just hop on the back and you can protect your teammate from all the projectiles, and you can even fight with your teammate. Now for his aerial attacks. His air neutral is the same as the ground. He just pulls out his bow. His down attack in the air, this is a really good move. So you can charge this, which does more damage. It's a 3-hit down spike essentially, and this brings a lot of combo potential, but I'll talk about that later. His up attack is like 2 hits like that. His side attack can be charged and it's just like a side punch. This is actually really good for leading into combos too. Okay, now for his aerial specials. His up special is the same as everything else. His side special, this is a really good kill move. It's an umbrella. So the first initial move is an attack, and then it turns into like a recovery float option. So I don't think this doesn't have a hitbox, but this does, and it has pretty decent knockback. His down special, is like a butt bounce. You can actually use this to juggle a lot and a combo. It's a really good move, honestly. And if you have this perk, bounce, bounce, boom, you can actually detonate the popcorn just by butt bouncing, which is actually really useful. His neutral air special is a singing again, but this time it goes on the side instead of above him, like on the ground. Okay, so that's it for his basic moveset. There is a lot of cool tricks that Gizmo could do. If he were to sing like this, he can throw up some popcorn and it'll like magnet. The popcorn's like a magnet for his music notes, and you can use the popcorn as sort of like a sponge for the music notes. Like if someone's trying to approach you, you can use it as a sponge. That has a hitbox too, just the music notes itself. Or you could even sing a little bit, throw the popcorn, and use that and to shoot, and it does a good amount of damage if you're able to land it right, and if you have a charged arrow on your back. So he has a lot of good setups. He's like a setup character. You want to have good spacing and good setups. Honestly, he just really excels in 2v2s. And keep in mind, you can also move around and push the popcorn where you want. One thing I noticed about the popcorn is it is like impossible to knock it down. I don't know if it's a bug or not, but like his down spike knocks it up except for the last kick. Another thing with the music notes is that even the arrow, just shooting the arrow will move the music notes with it. The piano music notes will move the music notes. Like basically any of Gizmo's projectiles will move around the music notes and attach them like a sponge. All right, now for Gizmo's perks. Out of his 3 main perks, I think the absolute worst one is gonna have to be Rhythm's Gonna Get Ya. The character did just come out today, but I do not see a use for this perk. At first, I thought it was gonna be very good because without this perk, you only need 8 music notes to get the debuff. But what this perk does is it changes the debuff to make them dance. It's basically a Fortnite boogie bomb. I thought it was going to be cracked as hell, and then until I realized that instead of it being 8, it's 12. So it basically doubles the amount of music notes you have to land in a certain amount of time for this perk to actually even activate. And realistically, I don't see you hitting 8 music notes within that amount of time. See, like it was already starting to drop. Because his music notes, they're good, don't get me wrong, but it's very hard to get a lot onto your opponent. See, it basically freezes. It's just like the Arya Stark face steal, but you have to do a shit ton more work to actually get it to activate. Power Cuddle, I haven't tested it a lot. I really don't think it's necessary. It makes your cooldown, it makes your charge up moves happen a lot faster. And realistically, he only has 3 charge moves: his popcorn, his bow, and his piano. And I don't really see the usefulness, honestly. It really depends on if you like this 3rd perk or not. The 3rd perk, bounce, bounce, boom. This makes his down special pop the popcorn and explode the car. The only thing is the popcorn doesn't really go anywhere once you bounce it, and it has a relatively small hitbox. They have to be like right on that popcorn for it to hit, and it'll even break the car for you. But sometimes you don't even want to break the car. But I do think this is his best perk out of the overall 3. Now for his 3 perks. Honestly, I would get CoffeeZilla, triple jump, and a projectile based perk seems to be a good balance. He's obviously a very projectile heavy character, and I feel he has some relatively long cooldowns, and you really can't go wrong with CoffeeZilla. All right, now for Gizmo's combo game. I'm gonna give y'all the basic bread and butter combos. I'm not gonna give y'all some fucking pro like combo shit that you'll never pull off in a real match. I'm gonna give y'all the basic, simple, bare bones Gizmo combos. Basically, this spike is like straight up god tier. What you want to do with Gizmo is you want to get a distance above your opponent's head. And I don't really know if this works well at 0. Let me check. This works better at higher percentages, but at 0, I think you can somewhat pull it off. You can kind of pull some shit off. But essentially, the main bread and butter thing with Gizmo is that his down spike can combo into his down spike by simply canceling the first one into a jump. So you want to do fucking bop bop bop, jump bop bop bop. There you go, a free 8-hit combo. But if you do it high enough, I don't know if this will work at 0 again. Let me see. I don't know if you can. Okay, so let me just show you at higher percentages. So at around 70 is where Gizmo really excels. At 70%, not only could you combo 2 down spikes, you can actually squeeze in a butt bounce and then keep comboing. See, okay, so you want to get that butt bounce in, and then you basically want to down spike, butt bounce, down spike. It's kind of hard to do, honestly, on smaller characters. But there you go. See, that's essentially what you can do. You can do even crazier shit, honestly. It's just all about practicing the down spike and the butt bounce. So you could even do shit like... See, okay, that might be easier to do, actually. I don't know why I'm doing it the hard way. Something like that. Just keep in mind his main kill moves are his umbrella, his car, his up special is good for killing. So yeah, you got his up special, his umbrella, his car. Oh, another good tip is his car is a really good ledge guarding tool. So say your opponent's down here, they're trying to recover. One of the best things you could do with Gizmo is drive off the ledge, turn around, jump out, and you can even be up there while the car is falling. I don't have a clip of it yet, but I've seen people do it. You can basically ledge guard with that car. Alright, a couple things I forgot to add about Gizmo. So his up special, he can actually aim it directionally. So instead of jumping straight up, he can jump sort of diagonally by tilting left or right. And if his car is on the stage somewhere nearby, just like how he can teleport to his teammates by using his up special, he can also teleport to his car. And when he does that, it'll explode, which actually does a very good amount of damage. And it's actually a really good kill move. So you can, not only can you like hit him around, you can teleport to the car. And that, see, that'll launch. That'll basically kill at 140 almost anywhere, especially on the side of the map. Other than that, I think that's all I have with Gizmo. Leave a comment if you found something else. Leave some tips. Leave a subscribe while you're at it. I mean, you might as well. You're already down there, you know, the red button, you know, just fucking click that shit. Wait, before you guys click off the video, we need to let you know.
There is not a lot of time left.
I made a bet with my friends saying that if I don't reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year,
we will have to delete the channel.
So please tell your siblings,
your parents,
your pets,
your grandparents
to subscribe to Be Steady. Just click the red button, please. It's free.